Thanks for joining us here. I'm Drew Carney, and we begin this newscast with the latest twist in the ongoing saga of Portland's homeless camping ban. Police made their first arrest under the city's new ban, but Multnomah County Sheriff's deputies refused to book the man into jail. KGW's Blair Best gives us some background on the story and reaction from both the sheriff and the mayor.
At the end of Northeast Alberta Street sits a pocket of Portland, where one man stands out from the rest, for better or for worse.
This is peaceful right here, and it's where I'm loved and appreciated.
Alizier MacDonald has lived on this corner of Northeast Alberta Street and 28th Avenue for 6 years.
He's been great, no problems. Seems like a really nice guy.
He's very loving. Comes in here and he's always watching out the community, and he's always asking us if we need help.
This is where I used to stay here.
He's also well known among Portland police. Officers have contacted him several times for illegally setting up camp in and around this empty lot. And outreach workers, along with neighbors, have offered him shelter.
He's kind of declined it.
He's been offered quite a few services, from a tiny house to a shelter.
On Friday, he refused those services again, so he was arrested under Portland's new camping ban ordinance.
I woke up to police. They surrounded me. I was not free to go.
Since enforcement of the camping ban started July 1st, city crews have assessed more than 3,600 campsites. Many people have accepted shelter referrals. Alizier is the first one to be arrested for not accepting those services.
I don't like being forced into something with no choice. There's a tiny home. You're going in, and you can't do nothing about it, right? No, I can. I'll go the jail route, if that's where y'all want to put me.
When he got to jail, the sheriff's office refused to book him, so he went right back to his corner in Northeast.
Well, when I got out of jail, I laid on the sidewalk over there to fall asleep.
They kind of took him in, took all of his stuff, and now he's fending for himself again, which is really unfortunate.
In a statement Tuesday, the Multnomah County Sheriff said she believes the correction system is a place for people who pose a danger to the public that does not include people whose only offense is being homeless. She said arresting our way out of this crisis is not constructive. Portland's mayor responded, saying he was disappointed by her decision and that it did not align with their previous conversations around the camping ban enforcement and holding people who violate the law accountable. The sheriff said she will not book people for violating city ordinances and instead encourages law enforcement to hand out citations with a court date.
The normal citizen shouldn't go through something like that, but somebody like me, they feel it's no big deal.
Again, that was Blair Best reporting for us here. In other local news today, State Representative Maxine Dexter is officially resigning from the Oregon House. This move was expected, though, because Dexter won the primary earlier this year for Oregon's 3rd congressional seat in D.C. That's the one that will soon be vacated by longtime Congressman Earl Blumenauer. Dexter is also expected to win in November's general election, so she says she's giving up her seat in the Oregon House of Representatives at the end of August, so her replacement has time to get ready for the start of next year's legislative session. Dexter has represented Northwest and downtown Portland in the state legislature for the past 4 years. All right, quick break from our news headlines to check in with Rodney Hill.
That's me. Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to talk more about this coming up in my longer weathercast in a handful of minutes, but I do want to remind you that in Orange, which extends from just north of Medford up through Portland, up through Vancouver, the Weather Service has a heat advisory that will be in effect tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, as temperatures just like that will be getting back close to 100 degrees. That's tomorrow. And then on Friday, you folks out in Eastern Oregon watching, this includes most of Eastern Oregon, Burns, Baker City, and then over into Pendleton, excessive heat watch up for temperatures that are expected to be, in many cases, well above 100 degrees. So rising temps are a big story. We had clouds at the coast and Portland. Both are now seeing some clearing. That's Lincoln City from Schnookwan's Casino Resort. And there you can see the sunny blue skies over downtown Portland. At the noon hour, we stand at 75 degrees. You will notice the rising numbers in the coming hours. 83 at 2, a high today of 88 degrees and still around 83 for you at 8 o'clock. All sunny, and mainly we expect light breezes. Drew?
All right, Rod, this next story is one we were talking about earlier this morning on our Sunrise show. Dragon boaters who practice and race along the Willamette River in downtown Portland are calling for a crackdown on other boaters who they say have no regard for no wake zones. KGW's Catherine Cook spoke with some paddlers who told her that there have already been 2 times this month when their boats were flipped and they've been sent into the water.
Powered by muscle and teamwork, the Wasabi Burn Paddling Club glides across the Willamette.
It is an amazing amount of fun.
For decades, members have felt at ease here. But lately,
it's scary and it's dangerous.
Not so much.
What they're doing now is illegal.
Coach Jim Hensbark says twice in 1 week, wake surfing boats churning up waves in a no-wake zone led to dragon boats capsizing, sending dozens of paddlers overboard.
Terror. It is terror on their faces.
The first incident happened July 20th near the Markham Bridge. 2 boats capsized. You can see paddlers in the water, and a third boat got swamped. Jim says some of the people thrown overboard have special needs. One person is nonverbal, and several others, including Catherine Sahawi, are legally blind.
That is terrifying for anyone, but people who don't see well, it is especially scary.
Catherine lost her shoes. Other paddlers lost keys, cell phones, wallets, even glasses in the water. She remembers someone yelling at the people who caused the wave.
Slow down. It's a no-wake zone. It's a no-tow zone. Slow down. And they did not, and I could hear them laughing.
5 days later, on July 25th, another wakeboarding incident. This time, a dragon boat capsized near the Ross Island Bridge. Robin Allen wound up underneath the boat.
That was scary, being under the boat. It could have hit me. One other guy had his head hit the other night.
We are now on a mission to make sure that river safety laws are enforced.
Multnomah County Sheriff's officials tell us they're aware that some boaters don't always observe no-wake zones. And they say they're out trying to enforce restrictions as much as possible. And they want people to report incidents like these. Those in these dragon boats believe there's room for everyone on the water. But there's no room for mistakes that could cost them their lives.
We're all trying to share a nice spot here, but we do have to go by rules and regulations.
In Southwest Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
In other news today, police arrested a man who is accused of groping a child at a Southeast Portland Fred Meyer. Investigators say 42-year-old Adam Caldwell touched a 10-year-old girl at the Hawthorne Fred Meyer last month, and they charged him with third-degree sex abuse. 10 suspected fentanyl dealers face drug distribution charges after Portland Police and Oregon State Police teamed up for a targeted sweep in downtown Portland. It happened 2 weeks ago. Officers and troopers seized more than a half pound of powder fentanyl, meth, a gun, and more than $2,000 in cash. According to the Multnomah County jail roster, though, only one of those 10 people arrested is still in custody. Oregon health officials say local COVID cases are on the rise again. A series of viruses coupled together, called the flirt variant, are popping up this summer. They're related to the Omicron variant that was first discovered 3 years ago.
But these Omicron variants have proven to be very contagious, but also not cause more severe disease. And that our vaccine, which was developed before the current Omicron variants came out, is still offering some protection in the short term.
Nearly 12% of all tests in the last weeks here in Oregon have come back positive, although hospitalizations still remain low. An updated, that is, COVID vaccine is coming out this fall. The Oregon Health Authority recommends that people get an updated COVID shot each year, along with an updated flu shot. Well, this tree has been a part of downtown Portland for more than a century now, but the latest news is that it's coming down. This towering elm on Southwest 10th near the Portland Art Museum has been standing in that spot since 1870. But it was seriously damaged during the ice storm we had in January, and it lost even more branches earlier this month. So experts say that means it's likely to not recover at this point from the storm damage, and it could become a safety hazard.
It's very sad. We're all feeling the loss, the impending loss. It's like losing a friend. It's like losing a family member. This is also iconic to the neighborhood, and it's also iconic to the program itself. So it touched many lives, especially over 150 years. It's touched generations.
A 150-year-old family member.
It is crazy, right? 150 years.
Yeah, so that tree could come down as early as next week. Plans are in place, though, to replace it sometime next year. All right, Rodney Hill rejoining the newscast here for a full look at our weather, including a 7-day that kind of goes up before it comes back down.
And we have an increasing thunderstorm threat on Saturday that looks interesting. So let me take you through all of that. Let's start with that watch warning map I had earlier from the National Weather Service. Again, the heat advisory for temperatures mid-90s to 100 degrees, basically up and down much of I-5 tomorrow. And then some of the numbers in eastern Oregon on Friday, where you see the excessive heat watch up in red, could be as high as 108 degrees. So this is another bout of a heat dome migrating back to the west, pushing to the north, and we will start feeding off of it tomorrow. It does look like for Portland, Salem, and Vancouver, tomorrow, Thursday, will be the hottest of the bunch. But here's the hot weather that's been setting over the Rockies and over Colorado in terms of the center of the upper level high. It's migrating back to the west today, and then this will push a little bit more northward tomorrow, and then we start to feed off of it for the day tomorrow. It does look to be, in terms of anything really hot, a one-day heat spike, and then we'll come down a little bit on Friday. So tomorrow for the I-5 corridor will be the hottest of the bunch in terms of the Willamette Valley up through Clark County. Temperatures tomorrow, at least mid-90s. Most of us will be upper 90s to maybe hitting 100 or 101, and then a few degrees cooler on Friday. But clearly we tell you this so you can readjust your schedule and plan around the heat of the day, which will be mid-afternoon through early evening, reduce activity, and certainly you'll want to stay hydrated. Here's the air quality update at noon. All good in our local area here on the west side. The green dots are good from Oregon DEQ, but air quality has been decreasing down in Deschutes County, where it's back to being unhealthy and even very unhealthy when you get over the Cascades east of Deschutes County. And there's air quality that's less than moderate over at Harney County this afternoon. The wildfire smoke modeling, again, isn't as bad as what we have seen. It improved thanks to that rain we had on Monday. The biggest cluster of smoke now is this area. I just checked the live camera at Crater Lake and it doesn't look that bad, but this shows there will be thick smoke coming off of the southern Oregon Cascades with those plumes traveling off to the east, south of the Bend area. All right, Cannon Beach, the coast, all of our cameras showing that yes, we have sunshine after a cloudy start. Noontime temperature is 68 degrees. There's downtown Portland again in mid-70s where we thought we would be. Hope you enjoyed our comfortable morning. It will be getting hotter, noticeably hotter this afternoon. We're mainly 70, 75 in Tigard, Westland, the same up in Camas. It's 73 degrees. Salem's at 77. You folks could hit 90 today. It's 80, in fact, out in Sheridan right now. And here's our forecast map later today. There's no storm chance today. Everybody's completely dry and sunny. Look at all the 90s though. Albany, Madras, The Dalles, Pendleton, Baker City. Yeah. And then upper 80s in Portland and some of the coast expected to warm up into the 70s. Okay, here's our 7-day. So 88 today, the KGW weather impact alert for the hot weather tomorrow and Friday, 99 and 95. And then I'm liking, Matt talked about this, I believe, last night. Thunderstorm chance with storms Friday overnight into Saturday morning in southern Oregon. And during the day, those storms could migrate northward all the way up to the Columbia River. So we'll keep an eye on Saturday. And then I'm watching a lesser chance of some rain Monday night into Tuesday morning. That will at least bring some clouds our way. And that is your forecast.
Rod, as you are well aware, we have been laser focused on the Olympic competitions happening this week in Paris, but we did want to take a couple of minutes here to shine the spotlight on a small local school that's home to a group of students who are now trap shooting national champs. For that story, here's KGW's Art Edwards.
The team from Yamhill Carleton High School went into the high school national championships feeling good.
I have full confidence in this team. I mean, we've always shot good, but I mean, this year especially, we've shot amazing.
They won several clay target championships this year, even before the nationals in Michigan.
Paul.
But still, with a student body of fewer than 300 students, they were the small school, competing against more than 450 other schools. To win a national championship is a big deal.
In total shock. Just small school, small town. And we did it.
This sport has been around since the 1800s, and a version has been part of the Olympic Games since 1900. Competitors use a shotgun. Targets are launched from what's called the trap house, 25 in each round. It takes a steady hand to master this sport.
Really good mental toughness, really coachable, and just really good at shooting.
Madison Gregor had the best individual performance on the team. She finished on the podium and is the only girl on the team.
I actually think that I'm a pretty good fit for the team. I am good about keeping all the boys in check. They respect me, I think, and I hope.
The competition was intense. During the team final, there's a running scoreboard, and the team from Yamhill Carlton High and their supporters were watching closely.
And all of a sudden, 100% in, and we were in the top, and it was insane.
It was absolutely crazy. We had a total blast just going out there, small school, kicking everyone. Just amazing feeling.
For Madison Greger, earning individual recognition was an honor, but nothing beats a team championship.
Being on a team podium was, I feel like, even more of an accomplishment because there were more kids that had to do well in order for us to get there.
They came together to get to the top and create a memory that will last forever. Art Edwards, KGW Sports.
Congratulations again to our local national champions. And now, Rod, with that, we swing it back out to Paris, France, home of this week's Olympic Games, which of course will continue into next week. That is the Olympic flame.
And the Eiffel Tower, too.
And the Eiffel Tower. And all that good stuff that you'll find in that part of France. We mentioned this earlier. That flame that you see sitting under the balloon there, it actually rises up and down each day. So during the nighttime hours, that balloon rises up a bit, and the flame takes some extra height, and then they lower it back down and it sits closer to the ground during the day. So there's a little Olympic flame factoid for you.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say before we bid farewell to our World Wide Web audience?
Go Team USA.
Go Team USA. Anything else, Rod?
That's it.
No final words?
No.
Okay. That will be it then. Good night.